Such is the story of cricket. You tick the boxes early on, win the toss, decided to bat first. Obviously, you want to put a good platform on, lose only 1 wicket in the first 15 overs, and then things start to go wrong. In the company of Michael Vaughan, we were all looking at 330 plus. I said 370. At this stage, Michael, even 270 is going to be an achievement.
Yeah, that's the problem for the Indian batting lineup when you get players that get in and they get out. I mean, the sweep shot's not been a great option on this wicket against Ashton Agar. It's cost 2 of the Indian batsmen their wickets. The key wicket, Virat Kohli. I mean, Hazlewood 3-3 in this series, with, in my opinion, the greatest one-day batsman of all time. I mean, you only have to look at those numbers to surpass the 12,000 runs as quickly as Virat Kohli has done. Remarkable. So that was a key wicket. Australia, it doesn't matter that they've made changes. You can just see they're a confident outfit. They're playing at home. It doesn't matter that they're in the field first. I mean, the over 8's great as well. So everything about Australia so far today has been exceptional. India, I just fear for them on this tour. I've said it right from the get-go that I just feel Australia at the moment are gathering a group of players that are starting to look quite formidable, particularly on home turf, and it's going to be a long tour for India.
Yeah, interesting point you make, because sometimes you have to look at the match even in the context of a tour. Yes, the series might be lost 2-0, lots more to play for. It's the context of the ODI championships going forward towards the World Cup, even though India would have qualified. But I think the most important role for this game would have been to try and break Australia's momentum.
Yeah, and, you know, no Cummins, no Stark. So India were given a chance batting first. The pitch is good. And today was the day where really you needed India to come out and hit 350 plus to say back to Australia, look, we're ready for you. We're still full of confidence. Our batting hasn't been an issue. You know, when you see the batters bat like they have done today, under pressure, actually, you're under more pressure when you're asked to bat first because you've got to set the game up. When you're chasing the 380s, 390s that they were in Sydney, really pressure off, and you can just play your strokes knowing that there's not a great deal of expectation in terms of winning the game. You hope to get close, and we thought on both occasions they were going to get a little bit closer, but batting first, good pitch against a decent Australian attack. India would have expected at least one of those top 4 to go on and get a big score. They haven't. They're going to have to be very good in the last 15 overs with the bat and exceptional with the ball in hand.
Yeah, interesting point. We often refer to scoreboard pressure, but sometimes it's actually paradoxical because you're not given an option when you're chasing 380, and this kind of pressure, India are feeling it because it's the pressure of nothing on the scoreboard in a sense. So you are the one who have to make the running. So big role to be played by the likes of Jadeja and Hardik Pandya. I think it's a test for him. It's not the smash and grab kind of innings that he has to play today.
No, but they'll also know that 260, 270 is not going to be enough. You know, what's impressed me with England over the last 4 years in white ball cricket is that they just keep going for it. And they're training the brain to continue to play in this aggressive fashion. And I just don't think India play aggressive enough. I don't think they've got the batting lineup and the depth to do so. But I do think they play within themselves. And that allows them to get decent scores, to get the real big scores. And particularly when you bat first, you have to have this free spirit mindset in this modern era. The fielding restrictions help you. The balls help you. The ball's not doing anything. The pitches aren't spinning a great deal. It was only in the first 10 overs I was watching thinking, wait a minute, don't we need to do something about the ball in white ball cricket, because it really does nothing. And the balance between bat and ball, it's not a fair one. And I think watching it, if we're all honest, I mean, we love to see great stroke play, but we want to see that competition between bat and ball a little bit fairer. At the minute, I don't believe in white ball cricket. That is the case with the fielding restrictions, the balls that they're using, the boundary sizes, the bats, the strength of the players. There's so much that you can add into that equation that I just don't think it is quite fair. But the Aussies have been very good because they've been clever, they've been smart, and they've probably just they've pressed the pressure card on the Indian batsmen to say, go on, can you post a big target? You know, knowing that you're going to need a big score. And so far, India haven't quite been good enough to do so.
Yeah, I mean, just to comment on the bowling, and especially the couple of players who have come into this game, or 3 players who have come into this game. Sean Abbott in that first spell, Cameron Green, early days, couple of lessons he learned from Kohli, but Ashton Agar, full spell, 10 overs, 2 for 44, those LBWs, but it's that control that he showed throughout the spell.
Yeah, I mean, just look at those two spinners, Agar and Zampa, going at under 4.5s in this era of white ball cricket is remarkable. When you're talking of a group of Indian batsmen that are so good at supposedly playing spin, and you've got two spinners there that haven't really spun it, just bowled consistently, and they've gone at less than 4.5. So that tells me that there's just a little bit of trepidation in the Indian batting lineup. You know, they've just been a little bit fearful. They're just trying to play the innings out rather than trying to be more aggressive. I just believe in this white ball era, you've got to be aggressive all the time. I just think the best teams in the world do so. The best teams try and get the 350s, 380s. They know that 280s are never going to be enough, really. And by looking at those spinners figures, that'd be a concern for me, for Ravi Shastri and Virat Kohli. The fact that those two spinners that haven't really spun it have gone at less than 4.5s.
Yeah, it almost sort of reminds me of a test series in India with Swan and Panesar coming in, doing an India to India in India. This is not quite that spin sort of scenario, but it's about India not performing against a type of bowling that they're supposed to be more comfortable with.
Yeah, I think it's just confidence in the team, and I'll keep going on about this batting lineup. It's not deep enough. So those players at the top can't really go for it because they're worried about the depth in batting. Until India sort that problem out, I think it's going to be a similar story. I mean, 2020 has been a bad year for everyone. It's been a very strange year, but I think it's been a really, really strange and poor year for the Indian one-day team. They've just not come out the traps. They've not learned from the 2019 World Cup disappointment, and that was a disappointment. They didn't play well enough. They should have got to the final easily with what they had. And I don't think they've moved on. I think they've gone backwards, which is a real concern for Indian cricket.
Yeah, I think Michael Vaughan really summed that up. It's not 2020 cricket, but it is 2020. So they've got to treat the 50-over cricket like 50-50 and not 2020, if you get what I mean. But it's very confusing. But yeah, it's a great point you make there. And I think 270, 280 really not going to be enough. Can Hardik Pandya provide some magic and give himself, if he's bowling again, and the rest of the bowlers something to bowl at? We'll find out at the end of the 50 overs when we wrap things up. My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live.